Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Energize Your Online Business podcast. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello. As always, I am joined by my fabulous co-host, Kate Sitars. Hello, Kate.
Hello.
Hello. And today, Kate and I have the pleasure of being joined by an amazing entrepreneur and star CSS student, Victoria Pruitt. Hey, Victoria.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Oh, so good. So good. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
Yay. And so now, Victoria, I have had the pleasure of working with you, or working together, I should say, in the Cirque Sales system. But for those watching or listening who don't know you yet, tell us about yourself. Who are you? What's your business? How did you get into it? Give us all the details.
Sure. Yeah. So I am a blogger. I started blogging like 9 years ago. And I did it. My husband lost his job. We had a very small son. I had just retired from teaching and I wanted to stay home. And so I had been dabbling with this little blog. And I thought, I know people make money with this. I'm just going to do this. How hard could it be? And right. And so I ended up spending 40 to 60 hours a week working on this blog. And I did get it up to making a lot of money and it was awesome. My husband has never had to go back to work. I've gotten to stay home. Yeah. So that was 9 years ago. But for that 2 years, the first 2 years, it was like, why am I even doing this? I'm working way more than I was. So being a very analytical person, I dove into all the numbers and all the processes that everybody was telling me I needed to do. And I realized that 90% of my income was coming from 10% of my efforts.
Interesting.
And so, yeah, so I developed this system to really hone in on the things that work for bloggers. And I opened a beta group with 15 of my blogging friends. And I was like, hey, I want to see if this works for you. We did a 6-week mastermind. It was insane, the results. So I turned that into the system that I've been teaching for 7 years called Launch Your Blog and Beyond. And I've been able to help thousands of bloggers actually get the benefits of blogging, which is time freedom and higher incomes. So it's been really amazing.
That's fantastic. Oh, I love that. I love that. Kate and I both have writing backgrounds. And so whenever we hear about someone being successful, especially when it comes to blogging, and that you have cracked the code, and not only have you cracked the code, but you're sharing it with other people. That's so fantastic. And now, actually, before we dig into, are these techniques that will work for people that have blogs to kind of support the rest of their business?
Yes, absolutely. I have a lot of students who do that, who are chiropractors or therapists or anything like that, and they want to have a blog component to bring in passive income. Having a chiropractic business is amazing, but you can only grow as many hours as you have in your day. And so adding that component where you have the passive income, the affiliate marketing, the products and stuff like that you can sell more on autopilot, that's a really big thing for people.
Awesome. And we'll share, if somebody's listening and going, oh, I need to actually buy her program. Awesome. We will share the link. Yes, you probably do. And we will share the link. Well, and that's a great point though, too, about for a chiropractor, you only have so many hours in the day. And it's kind of true, with blogging too, right? As you only had so many hours in the day. So I love that you then expanded by essentially creating a course, a group program, and then a course. How did you move from your beta group program into what you're working on now, what you're selling now?
It was really just everything. It was the system that I taught them, and I just turned it into video courses and lessons and things like that. And then obviously that's 7 years. So over the last 7 years, it's expanded quite a lot as blogging has changed, and I keep it updated fully. And all of that stuff. So really it was just an outpouring of everything that we learned in that mastermind, what questions people were asking, what sticking points there were, all of that stuff. So it was a great experience for me as well as those 15 people. So it was a great experience.
To clarify, any blogger could take this, right? And find it useful, or is there a certain, okay, great. Awesome.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We have craft bloggers, gardening bloggers, homemaking bloggers. There's a woman who just started a blog on identifying and surviving abusive relationships.
Wow.
We've got therapists, we've got all sorts of people who just want to write about what they're passionate about and make money from home. which is amazing.
That. Yeah.
That's terrific. Oh, amazing. And so as you have kind of ramped up putting your course out into the world, how have you done that? How have you been selling it? What techniques have you done in the past and how have those worked for you?
So I have a block against selling old courses, apparently. Like I launched Launch Your Blog, and then I put it into Evergreen. It was always available. You could always buy it. It was just sitting there. And then what I did was very stupid. And I created 2 new courses every single year. Whoa. And I was live launching those courses every single year. Wow. And so I have a catalog of like 18 courses. And what it really was Launch Your Blog was the main thing. But I was taking pieces and kind of expanding them into their own little courses so people could have like an easier jumping in point. But it was like a ridiculous amount of work every year. And I was live launching only twice a year. And so it was, the feast or famine thing. And so, I did that for 7 years and I kind of went, okay, I don't want to keep just putting out these courses. People really just need to take Launch Your Blog. It's everything. Because if you take a little piece, then you only have that little piece. You don't have the big picture. And so he really just said, okay, I need to just focus on Launch Your Blog. I took everything else off the market completely. So Launch Your Blog is my only product. And I set down one of the things that I teach in Launch Your Blog is how to automate your newsletter so that when somebody signs up for your newsletter in July, they don't go to the beginning of the automation where you have January content. They're going to go into the July content. And so I've had thousands of people implement that system. It's amazing. And so I was like, okay, I can figure this out. I can figure out how to automate sales for Launch Your Blog. And so I sat down and I was going to reinvent the wheel. And thankfully, Facebook knows me better than I know myself. And it showed me an ad for CSS. And I watched the training video and I signed up. I was like, absolutely. I'm a big believer in letting somebody else show me a proven system. That's what Launch Your Blog is. Yes, you could figure out how to be a successful blogger on your own without Launch Your Blog, but it's going to take you years and thousands of hours. And I knew that that's what I was setting myself up for. Trial and error, figuring out what worked, all that stuff. The systems for using CSS would have taken me a long time to figure it out, And so I was just so thrilled to be able to have that solution. And, I really attacked it. I signed up for CSS and I launched 30 days later.
Amazing.
That's incredible.
Amazing. And I definitely wanted to dig more into that, sure, but also, while we're on the topic, how has that worked out for you? What have your results been?
It's been really great. So, with all of the catalog of courses that I had, now just because I took my catalog down to Launch Your Blog at the same time that I signed up for CSS. So it was really like all at the same time. And so in the 1 month in the 1 month after launching, I had made what I would have made in an entire year with all of my products.
Wow.
On just Launch Your Blog.
Incredible.
Wow.
Yeah. And so now, the next month was like a whole nother year and I made like a whole nother year of salary or of the blogging school,
That's incredible. That is incredible. Congratulations. I'm making a year's income in a month, and not just in a month, but in every month because CSS just keeps running. That's fantastic.
And actually I made another 25% in my second month. Above and beyond the first month. So, and that's, I have barely turned on ads. I have ads running so low. And so, I think I'm only spending like $80 a day on ads, which is insane. I'm converting with like 12% of the course price for a conversion.
Awesome. That is fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Incredible. So is this all organic traffic and then people already on your list, or have you noticed a difference, I guess, with organic versus folks already on your list?
So I put my list through the circuit when I first launched it. That's what I did first before I did ads. And those were people who basically had never been even told about Launch Your Blog because I was just like, I'm going to put out a course and I'm going to promote it. And I just expected people to go to my catalog and buy Launch Your Blog, I guess. And a lot of them did. I did sell a lot of them, but they all should have been doing it. You know, they all should have been doing it if they wanted to see the success. And so, some of them had been on my list for 5 years and had never heard about Launch Your Blog. And so, I figured it was going to be, I was expecting to not sell any to these people, you know, but I did sell a good number of them. My ads convert much higher than my listed.
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
Yeah. Which makes sense. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Our lists get stale, which is, it sucks. But now that you have your CSS system going, as soon as they're on your list, they get your best sales messaging. And now there's no risk that anybody's not going to know about it.
Right.
That's terrific. So you really powered through to get your circuit up in a month. How did you do that? What was your game plan? How did you dig in and do it?
So because of the way that I blog and the way that I teach people to blog, my business, my blog itself, not my blogging business, but my actual blog only takes 5 hours a week for me to run. And so I just said, for a month, I'm going to work 40 hours a week and I'm going to do what I have to do to get the circuit up. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I don't know that I actually ever worked 40 hours, but I worked hard. Yeah. And I would imagine, 20-ish hours to get stuff done, because you can only pull writing, pull words out of your head for so long. And then you're just like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to put anything quality on paper. But yeah, I just made it my full-time job, basically, however many hours that ended up being for the month. And I figured that I could get it done in a month, and I really committed to that. So
that's fantastic. Good for you. Yeah.
Thanks.
So as you dug into the course, was there anything that surprised you, or anything that you found especially helpful or valuable?
I mean, it was a surprise how much writing there was. I don't know why. It shouldn't have been a surprise. And I was really grateful for the feedback in the group as I did those pieces. And I think the thing that surprised me is that I had forgotten the motivations of my students. And I think that's pretty common for people. And so as I did, the thing that was super helpful was to do the client calls at the very beginning. And so I did 12 client calls. And I just, after the second one, I was like, okay, I think I know what every single person is going to say. But I just went ahead and did all 12 to just make sure. And yeah, they all said the exact same thing. And I was like, okay, well, I have not been talking to you in the right way then to help you meet your end goal, which is to make money blogging on a topic that you're passionate about. And so it was really helpful to go through that and to do that process. And then that made all the writing a lot easier. Mm-hmm. If I had tried to do the writing without that, it would not have been as good by any means. So that was really important. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah. It's CSS students. Listen, it's not just me saying this. It's not just me saying you have to do this. Victoria agrees. Everybody's launched their circuit agrees. You got to do the calls.
I think that's the most common thread, though, that people are like, wow, those were way more useful than I even realized.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So my dad actually also bought CSS the day after I did. Because I told him about it. I was like, Dad, you're going to need this. Just get it, And so he watched the training video and purchased it the next day after me. He's starting from scratch. He doesn't have course, but he has a lot of experience in the subject. Yeah. And so he had to do coaching calls with people like in his industry, or not coaching calls,
the research calls.
Whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, research calls. There you go. With people in his industry. And he was really surprised at what he found, because he made a list of what he thought people, their motivations were. And I did the same thing, and I was totally off. Mm-hmm. And he was totally off too. So it definitely is worth it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good for you.
So I'm curious too, now, obviously it sounds like, 5 hours a week working on your blog, but then kind of going full time with CSS. And now I assume you're kind of back to that nice 5 hour sweet spot. But so what has CSS, what opportunities now are you looking forward to now that it's selling for you in this way? What's kind of the next on the to-do list now that that's a big check off?
Oh, what's next on the to-do list, business wise?
Yeah.
Or just in life?
Both.
Or in life. Yeah. Are you taking a vacation, a well-earned vacation?
We actually are. We're going to Disney in a couple of days.
Fun.
I have to whisper that because my son's out there. But
does he know?
Yeah. So we are. No, he doesn't.
Oh, I love that.
So fun.
I love that.
Yeah. No, I think, just one of the things that was really difficult about the blogging school was I was super passionate about helping people to learn the system and to find the freedom that so many people who have gone through it have found. But because I wasn't selling the number that I could have been selling compared to what I'm selling now, I wasn't actually making enough money to hire anybody to help me with that business. And so it was really overwhelming. I was just kind of stuck in this spot where I couldn't grow, but I didn't want to close it. And so I told my husband, I'm going to either close it or it's going to be thriving by the end of this year of 23. And so thankfully I found you in July and I was able to put that into practice. And so now I'm looking forward to being able to grow that business with admins and assistants and stuff like that so that I can help more people. And it's not just all on me, because there were times where my blog was only taking 5 hours a week of my time, but then the blogging school might be taking another 30, and the income difference was drastically different for that. So I think that's the biggest thing is being able to grow that and help more people. Because I truly know that I have a system that can change people's lives. I've seen it over and over again. And to close that was going to be really difficult, but I also had to consider what it was doing to me and my family and the things that I needed to do. So I think that's the biggest thing. Yeah. Just the being able to grow while reclaiming my family life and the things that I want to do. Yeah.
I think that's such a common struggle as business owners. We get into it because we get into business because we want more freedom and we also want to help people. And then we get to the point where we're able to help people. But if we don't have consistent income, where you don't have reliable income, how on earth are we going to bring somebody in to help us? It's you just cross your fingers that you're going to make sales, that you have that person. But then also it's so hard to make additional sales unless you have someone, it's so hard to make additional sales in the ways that most people try to do it with live launching and that kind of thing. So hard to make those additional sales if you don't have that help. So I'm so excited for you that you're getting that additional income first so that now you can go, okay, this is where my base level is. Who can I bring in to help me and make my life as a business owner so much easier and take yourself still provide that same level of service and coaching and help, but not having it to bear it all on your shoulders. So I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. One of the other things that CSS gave me permission to do basically was to only have my Facebook group open to people for a limited amount of time after they purchased. Because I had people in my group from 7 years ago still asking questions consistently. And I'm happy to help. But what I want you to do is I want you to spend the year going through the course and learn how to be a blogger so you can just go be a blogger without feeling, without a lack of confidence, rather, to go and answer your own questions and find it within the course or Google it or something, whatever, to have that confidence in yourself as a blogger. And so CSS gave me permission to go ahead and just have access to the Facebook group for a year. I'm going to pour into you. We're going to do the monthly coaching calls and all of that stuff. But then you need to hit it hard in that year and you need to go be a blogger. And I think that was also a big component that was missing because, you can imagine how bloated that gets after 7 years of just having everybody that's ever bought your course in that group asking questions all the time and me being the only one who could admin that. And that was a lot. So that was also another big component that really helped me.
That's good. I think I agree with, I feel that so much. Because, we have multiple brands in our business and we've kind of changed how we do things in the different brands. And it is, I think that something that business owners discount a little bit. I think we're so used to thinking about time and money, right? But energy is such an important thing to think about. And we think, I can be the coach in the group. I can just do that. I know how to do it better. But if it's the thing that sucks your energy, it's something that you have to do. Like one of the first things that I hired for way back when was customer service and someone to deal with the comments on the ads. Because every time, you get one response that's a nice response, and then you get a response that and that's the one that stays with you and drains you forever, not forever, but for the rest of the day. So I love that you have already identified places where you need some help, and you've set up systems like limiting the Facebook groups, so smart, and identified places where you will benefit you, not just time or money wise, but also energy wise to take a step back a little bit and get some more help. Yeah.
Well, and I just want to clarify too, I love helping my students. It's not like I don't. I mean, I know you do too.
Yes.
I don't want it to sound like that. But, there is only so much time and energy that an individual person has. And when you have hundreds of people in a group that you're the only one answering questions and servicing and stuff like that, it is a lot. It is a lot to bear as an individual. And I haven't gotten to the point yet where I'm like, okay, I'm going to hire somebody. But I see it from here. I can see it really quickly coming. Yeah,
exactly. Well, and the nice thing too, is being able to plan, you can start kind of thinking about it and what kind of person would I want and what traits do I want? And you have, now that you have consistent sales, you have that kind of runway for planning, and especially too, as you start to amp up your ads, it all kind of becomes math, like, okay, I'm going to get to this point. We're probably going to have this number of people. That's probably,
I'm running them. I'm running those numbers already. I'm a spreadsheet girl. I'm running those numbers. Yeah.
Me too. Playing with numbers is like my favorite thing in the business. If I put in a little bit more here, that's this much more over here. Yes.
For sure.
Agreed. I love it. Oh, amazing. So just a couple more questions. Number one, if someone is listening to this and they're thinking, okay, I'm kind of interested in this circuit sales system thing, but I don't know, I've done other courses before. They have, all that kind of stuff that goes through our minds, and rightly so. What would you tell them?
Do it right now. Like in 5 seconds, sign up for it. Like you say all the time, it works if you work it. And, I bought the circuit and I worked it really hard and it worked. And I was prepared to have to do a lot of tweaking. I was prepared to have to do a lot of testing to make it work for me. But it just worked. I paid it off day 2. And so it was totally worth it. I do know other people who have purchased the circuit and they just let it sit, and it's not a magic pill. It's not going to just like wave a wand over your business and make it work for you. You have to put in the effort, but if you put in the effort, it will work. Just trust the process and do it. 100% recommend.
I love it. Awesome. Thank you. But I think that's such great advice. You gotta do the work. And I certainly have been guilty of that too, of buying a course and then being like, I did the hard thing. I bought it. Nope. Wait. But yeah, dig into it. That's great. Now, if someone is listening and they're saying, oh my gosh, Victoria is amazing, I want to know more about her, but also I'm kind of interested in her program, where can they find you? How can they follow you? All of that stuff.
Sure, absolutely. Bloggingwithvictoria.com. Super easy is my website. And I think you're going to link to my Instagram. So I'll just let you click on that for the handle. Because honestly, I don't remember it off the top of my head. It's a new account. So I think it's Launch Your Blog. I think it's Instagram at Launch Your Blog. But bloggingwithvictoria.com is where all that is.
That's awesome. And yes,
check the notes and it'll all be there. Yeah.
It will all be there. Awesome. Well, Victoria, thank you so much for sitting down with us this morning. And also to just congratulations for doing the work, for being so focused and getting it done. And congratulations for the results you've seen. I can't wait to see how they expand.
We're going to have to catch up in a few months and
for sure. Absolutely. So with that, again, Victoria, thank you. It's always so much fun to sit down with our students and keep an eye out because we have plenty more scheduled as well. So we will catch you all in the next episode. Hey there, everybody. Okay, so to you, it seems like no time has passed. To us, a good couple of months had passed since we interviewed Victoria, but we got a great update from her. So we wanted to be sure to share. When we interviewed her, she had turned on her circuit, about a month?
Roughly a month or so. Yeah.
A month or so, and was already seeing great results. So knowing that this episode was going to air, when you're listening to it, we reached back out to her to get some updates. And this is what she shared with us. She said, "My sales have continued to grow each month, and my conversion rate right now is 6.4, which is amazing." And she's right, it is. "So far, in the 5 months since launching my circuit, I have earned the equivalent, get this, of almost 20 years of income based on my previous yearly earnings." Woohoo! That woohoo is hers.
Indeed.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll second that one. Absolutely. Yeah, that is fantastic. That is really just congratulations, Victoria. That is wonderful. And maybe we'll check back in with you and see just how much bigger those numbers have gotten. But congratulations. We are so excited for you. And thank you for letting us be part of your story. Thanks for tuning in. Do you want to learn how to sell and scale your offer on autopilot every single day without the chaos of live launching or the low conversions of Evergreen? Who doesn't, right? Get our free on-demand video training at circuitsalessystem.com/free. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to make sure you never miss a video. We'll catch you next time.